So a friend of mine just recently called me and said that they had made their last payment on their debts and that they were now out of debt. Except for their mortgage, they were completely out of debt. Are you in a position where you'd like to be completely out of debt? Or are you headed towards being completely out of debt? Well, her next question to me was, what do I do now with all of my money or with this extra money? And so in this video, I'm going to share with you what I shared with her and how you, if you're on your way to being out of debt, can plan for what will happen after you're out of debt. I know it may not feel like it, but I promise if you keep your head down and you keep working hard, one day you will be out of debt. And in this video, we're going to talk about what to do after you're out of debt. Welcome to the channel. My name is Paris Clough and this is Financial Self-Reliance. I absolutely love helping people manage, protect, and grow their money. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to manage, protect, and grow your money after you've gotten yourself out of debt. So if you're watching this video because you've recently just made your last payment to your debts, to your consumer debts, and to other debts that you have, save maybe the mortgage, I want to first say congratulations. That's a fantastic, huge step in the right direction in your financial life. You have made a significant stride. You have shown that you can do it. You've shown discipline, you've shown strength, you've shown courage to be able to get out of debt and stay out of debt is now the key to stay out. Once you get out, it's important to stay out. But congratulations on getting out of debt. Now we're going to work on a few things. So what you can do now with this money that you've got and that you have extra, all that money you were putting towards your debts, what are you going to do with it now? What are the ways that you can build your financial house? What are the ways that you can build your net worth and continue to grow from here? And so one of the first things that I should also recommend that you do is go to my Facebook page at Financial Self-Reliance and then join the Financial Self-Reliance group. It's a group where we talk about how to manage, protect, and grow your money. We talk about personal finance and investing. And I'd love to be able to grow that group to a point where we have a great community of people helping one another grow and develop our financial literacy and our financial education so that we can become more financially independent and especially financially self-reliant. So the first thing that I said to her is, what do you want to do with the money that you're going to have extra? I wanted to get an idea of what her thoughts and feelings were about some of the things that she had already considered with regards to what she was going to do with this extra money. And the first thing she told me was that she wanted to build up her emergency fund. And I thought, fantastic, she's got the right kind of mindset. So the first thing I asked her was if she knew how to build an emergency fund properly, which I have a video on that and I'll put it in the description and I'll put it in the link here above. So building an emergency fund properly is first starting with your fixed expenses. You want to have 3 months of your fixed expenses and then expand to 3 months of your total expenses. So fixed expenses are your mortgage, your car payment, your cell phone, your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, those things that don't change every month and that if you stopped paying them, you'd be in trouble. Discretionary expenses are those things that you can fluctuate every month. You don't have to eat out every weekend. You can buy a sack lunch, for example. So food is technically a discretionary income category. So that would be the category of things that you would begin to have second after those fixed expenses are saved up for. The next thing I would say after your emergency fund is full with 3 months of fixed expenses, and then you want to slowly build towards having 3 months of your full expenses, but you also want to start to have what are called sinking funds. And I have a video also about sinking funds that I'll link as well in the description and in the card above. Sinking funds are what are you saving for now? What would you have bought before with a credit card that you now can save money up for and buy with cash? For example, in my particular situation, I have a sinking fund for a new truck. I have a sinking fund for Christmas. I have a sinking fund for birthdays. I have a sinking fund for vacation. I have a sinking fund for a new washer and dryer that we want to buy. I have a sinking fund for a new lawnmower that I want to buy. So what do you want to buy in the next little while that you can save up money for every month, a little bit, put it in its own account, and there's a great place that you can do that with. It's called Yada Savings. They have buckets that you can actually put up, and I'll put a little link here for Yada Savings as well. And you put the money in this bucket and it continues to grow and build for that particular purpose. And having sinking funds is critical because we all know that we all want to buy things. Just because you're out of debt doesn't mean you've lost the desire to buy things and have things and want things, but you want to change your mindset from paying for those things with a credit card on credit and then paying for them later or paying off the credit card later to you want to save up for those things first and then buy those things with cash or with money you already have saved up. So sinking funds is the next step. So the first step was build up your emergency fund. The second step was build up a sinking funds so that you have cash to be able to buy those things that you're saving up for and then save up for them and make sure that you have the cash first. The next thing I would say is that what are some of the midterm and long-term goals that you might have and develop a sinking fund for those. But really once your sinking funds are full, now it's time to start investing for your future or investing to be able to retire early, or specifically retire on time. Most people are concerned with retiring early, when they should be more concerned with actually getting there on time. And on time is 65 to 67, depending on your age, and maybe a little later, depending on what it is by the time you get there. But the reality is that if you need to have enough money saved up so that when you do get to retirement age, you have enough cash to be able to sustain your life. A couple of things that you can do to make sure that happens is, one, you could definitely be investing in a 401k or a Roth IRA or other brokerage account, investing in some ETFs, some indexed funds. You can invest in dividend paying stocks, but you also want to make sure that you have the opportunity, if you're so inclined, to maybe invest in real estate, or maybe even start a business that will increase your cash flow. One of the biggest problems in America today is a cash flow problem. It's a positive cash flow problem, I should say. It's not that we have a spending problem, although we do need to keep our spending under control. It's that we have an income problem. If you would just make more money, you would be able to spend money on those things that you want to buy. And so it really becomes down to an income problem. Make more money and you can afford to have all the things that you want. If you're scrimping and saving and you're eating top ramen all the time, that's not quite the lifestyle of expansion and abundance and growth. If you want to have a lifestyle of expansion and abundance and growth, you just go out and find more ways to make more money. Find a side hustle, do something that you can make more money. So some of this extra money now that you have that you're not putting towards your debts, maybe have a sinking fund at first, but use that money to start a business or to do something that you think would create income for you and your family, and have the income from your job help you build incomes from side hustles and from businesses, from real estate, or from other investment portfolio things that you're doing to build. Another thing that people want to do as soon as they get out of debt is they want to now think about paying off their mortgage. There's a lot of arguments about whether or not you should pay off your mortgage or whether you should invest the money. I'm personally team invest your money. There's only one way that I want to pay off my mortgage, and that's with one check, one time, to clear the whole thing, or let it go for 30 years and just pay it off over that period of time. See, if I build up enough of a cash value in my investments accounts and my other accounts to then pay for my mortgage, it's my money paying for my mortgage, not me. And so I don't have to worry about it. Cash is king, not equity. And so I don't personally think that I'll ever pay off my mortgage because I want to build wealth. So your net worth is your total of your assets minus the total of your liabilities. And your house can be considered an asset in terms of putting that on paper, and your mortgage is a liability in terms of being that on paper as well. However, if you have more assets, more net worth, a positive net worth, you have more assets than liabilities, that's still okay. That's a positive thing. Most wealthy people use debt and they leverage debt to become even more wealthy. So a lot of this idea about getting out of debt and scrimping and saving to the very last penny so that you can put every extra dollar to pay getting out of debt, that's good for consumer debt and that's good for some installment debts, but mortgage debt, that's not, once you are fully funded in your retirement, fully funded in all of your sinking funds, your emergency funds funded, then maybe. I know that this is in conflict with some other people out there that are saying that paying off your mortgage should be done before some other things, but I don't think so. Based on my experience, and I have a video about why I would never pay off my house that I'll link above here and in the description below as well, but I think you'll agree with me, or at least respect my perspective after you watch that video. So once again, if you've paid off all of your debt, congratulations. That's a fantastic situation that you're now in. What you do from here is going to be critical to your financial future. My recommendation is do everything you can to grow your net worth, get educated, be financially literate, continue to watch videos like this one, and if you missed the last video that I produced, you can catch it here. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel up here, and if you want to see a video that YouTube thinks you might like, go ahead here. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.